And that, my friends, has been the past 2 weeks at K6UDA Radio. Let's go! So the story begins with a plane ride out of Twin Falls, Idaho, and me realizing I am in a compulsory mask-wearing situation if I want to ride on a commercial airplane. This is K6UDA, was tired, it was 6 in the morning. Anyway, we landed shortly thereafter in Salt Lake City, only to take off again for, you guessed it, California. Guys, I am back in California here for a few days visiting family and friends before I head off across the country with a few of my grandkids to go see Walt Disney World, and one of them's playing in a football tournament. Anyway, got a few minutes here. I am playing with my 705. Been working with the 705, trying to get the terminal mode working. Terminal mode. Now this trip, I did kind of screw up. I brought the FT3 with the full intention of getting on some Fusion stuff on the 705 on D-Star and making some cues with you guys. I forgot my open spot. I have been trying. I have been working at it for now 6 to 7 hours of trying to get terminal mode on the 705 to actually work. There's some things that'll make it work fairly good, I guess, but one of them requires a Windows computer, which I don't have with me, or a hotspot, which, again, I don't have one here. So I'm kind of relegated to whatever I could hit on local repeaters. If I could hit a Fusion repeater, great, I'd be able to get back on Fusion. If I can hit a D-Star repeater, great, I could get back on D-Star. I make do with what I have. Now the other thing that I forgot is my 20-foot piece of coax that I use normally with the trail-friendly antenna. I don't know what happened. I must have put things away in the move and not repacked my my little QRP bag, but I've got enough stuff that I could adapt things to. And that's kind of the name of the game here. That's what makes this fun and challenging all the time, every time. So this is my deployment of the trail-friendly antenna from Vibraplex. This is billed as a 40, 20, and 10 meter tunable antenna. I wasn't able to deploy it in an optimal situation because literally I had to use about 5 feet of coax at the end of this thing to get to the radio. Now also from Vibraplex is the MAT 705 tuner for the IC705. This is the older version, the first version that has the 9-volt battery in it. My battery hasn't died yet, but I have tried to take it apart, and it is a pain in the ass. The lights fall out, everything just kind of is cattywampus in it. The newer version, I hear, has worked out a lot of those bugs. If I get a hold of one of those, I will do another review. This thing works as advertised, and the batteries are on. It works superbly. It tunes up very, very quickly. It holds the tune. After it's tuned, you could turn the power off and it'll retain the tune. Now moving to the back of the unit, it uses 2 BNC connectors, one that goes out to the antenna, BNC, one that's RF in to the radio, also BNC, and a control cable, which is a 3.5 millimeter jack. Now, just because the 705 isn't equipped with an internal tuner doesn't mean it's not configured to use one automatically. Turn the thing on with the control cable on, and you've got a tuner just like built in. Now, one of the other things that I love about the 705 is the voice keyer, and yes, I know the KX3 has it, the KX2 has it, but this is so nice when you want to call CQ and you don't want to just talk forever and ever to nobody.
Calling CQ QRP.
Towards the end of my time here in California, my good buddy Al N680T calls me, and he's about ready to have some surgery. So he says, hey, I want to take my mind off of this. How about we go up in the airplane, and have you ever done the Bay Tour? I says, no. And he says, well, you're in for a treat. While I'm not a pilot yet, I kind of know somebody who is. This is Al. Al literally has my life in his hands right now. Flying along at 4,500 to 5,000 feet is a whole lot different than flying commercially and, up at 30,000 feet where you just don't see anything. The view is phenomenal. Now stick two hams in an airplane, and yes, we're going to find a way to call CQ. Now Al has some really cool equipment here using my FT3. He's got an antenna rigged up to the airplane. He also has this really cool Bluetooth setup that has a remote PTT. Unfortunately, because I was trying to travel light and I wasn't anticipating going up in an airplane, at least not with me at some of the controls, I didn't bring all the stuff I needed to get that audio out of the radio and into something like a camera. And that, my friends, is the Golden Gate Bridge. It looks much better from the air than it does from the ground. This is your co-pilot speaking. Off to the right, you'll see Pier 39 and downtown San Francisco. Off in the distance there is the Bay Bridge going between Oakland and San Francisco. I gotta say, from the air, this is beautiful. As crappy as this place is in real life, this was a real treat. And then, just like that, it's off to Florida. Now, I suck at vlogging, number one, so let's just get that out of the way. Number two, this week was all about my grandkids. So it was all about Disney. It was about having fun with the family. I got to operate all of about 2 hours one night, and that was it. Now, I do have to say, the mask thing at Disney sucked. They were like masked Nazis. Star Wars Land at Disney absolutely rocked. This was probably the best overall land from Disney I have ever seen. Now, Disney is operating at 60% capacity. And with two young grandsons, 7 and 9, they weren't real happy about that. And they let me know. The droid workshops at Disney were just very, very cool. There was some things that we wanted to do with the kids. Oh, Pandora Land. Holy crap. The Pandora ride, if you haven't done that and you have an opportunity to do it, do that ride. Best ride at Disney. Along Disney Springs, this is one of these little cars that takes tours and takes people into the bay. As far as the operating stuff, you know what? Is what it is. It was easy enough to bring the radios. Part of the problem, I also brought the FT3. The biggest issue I ran into with getting back and talking to the guys at home was I left this sitting on the shelf at home. Nowhere to be found in my backpack, in my suitcase. That sucked. So, lessons learned here are double check my packing even after I double checked it, because you're gonna miss something. So be prepared. Have enough stuff that you can improvise. If something doesn't work out for you, you don't want to hike this stuff up to the top of a mountain and have the critical part go out and not be able to fix it. One thing that I did do that I absolutely screwed up, I have 2 extra batteries for the 705. I left both of the extra batteries at home. So I was left charging the thing on a USB cable at night. The good news is, didn't use it all that much, so that wasn't a huge deal. Between no extra batteries for anything and no open spot 3 to get back to friends here in the Twin Falls area and or back into the Sacramento or the Auburn, California area. Really couldn't make any contact with guys that I know, and that's part of the fun for me of ham radio, is talking to guys that I know personally, that I have a connection with. Other than that, man, it was absolutely run. 5 days of Disney World and different parks, rides galore. We went on everything there was at every freaking park, and I was exhausted. By the time we got home or back to the hotel room at night, I was done. I didn't want to have anything to do with radio. I didn't want to have anything to do with anything except my pillow. Alright guys, I'm back on the small screen now. Email address over here, P.O. Box if you want to send me something. Like this video if you do. Subscribe if you haven't. I'm Bob, K6UDA, and I'm out of here. 7-3.